Ah. Don't you know? Dump it up. You got to dump it up, and don't you know? Dump it up. It's a good night, you know. It's just a good night. Ghost in the house. Ghost, you changed your name. Ghost face. I see that. I see it. Planets in the house. My Dave in the house too. Dump it up, everybody. Whenever you feel like it's the end of the road, dump it up. That's our song. Ethereum 2700 right now. Minus 7% in the day. Nasty Ethereum. You're actually collapsing. I see that in my ticker. Might be wrong, but I see a minus 7%. And my TV is not working. Classic. Oh man. How we feeling, everybody? Everybody doing okay? Like Donald J. Trump when he asked Kim Jong-un, everybody looking good and beautiful. I believe he said that. And Kim Jong-un was like, what are you talking, dude? Let me find the video, bro. Let me find the video. Trump, Kim Jong-un. Should be here. Should be here. Somewhere here. Come on, man. Don't disappoint me, X. Oh, come on, X. Really? You're doing me like this? No way. I thought it was going to come somewhere at the top. Crypto Phantom in the house. What's up, brother? What's up? You think we're okay? Because we're not. One. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Crypto Phantom. Let me take a look at what you're saying right now on the screen. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Hermano. Blessings. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We need to hold steady and keep buying at low prices. The one world order is coming, and you know exactly what that means. Peace in the Middle East. Prophecy of Daniel. Wow, brother. You're getting all those words coming in very early. Very nice to have you. Thank you so much. It's probably one of the worst Q4s that we've seen in a while, everybody, but it's going to be fine. It's just what it is. Under $2 XRP at last, you know, and there's a big chance that we're going to be at under $2 for a while, back at $1. If we go back to the daily, guys, last time was obviously on October 10. So it's been 40 days, 43 days. Well, it says 42, but let's say 41 days, right? Well, yeah, 40 plus because October has 31 days. So 41, 42 days so far, everybody. And we're back. Just to give you an idea, XRP came all the way to 268. First to 264, then 268, 70 to 70. And then back at 250s and finally back at $2. I think a lot of people have another chance for another dip. We'll have a conversation, guys. Drop a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and turn the notification bells. Very happy to see. You know, we've been on a rampage with a lot of updates. Earlier today, we had a lot of people making some videos and just keeping everybody in the know. So we're always very, very happy. Are we going lower, right? I'm getting this question a lot. Are we getting lower? I must wonder who's selling. I mean, actually, you know, this is honestly could be an accumulation of retail. Could be an accumulation of retail because, you know, when people start panicking, I think the first ones to leave, typically, it's gonna be the whales, and it's gonna be those big investors, and then as we have more uncertainty, then retail starts, you know, falling into place, and then they start selling and getting out of the game. You took profit, right? This picture, man, it's just phenomenal. Sydney Sweeney, guys. Number one. Anybody here took profit? If you did, well done. If you did, well done, guys. Eliza in the house, what's up? What's the word on the Ripple banking license? So far, they applied for the master Fed account, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. But I can almost guarantee you, if we hear something about the Fed master account and they got a license, or some big news coming in sometime in Q4, it might not do much because macro is still killing us. It could be that during the night here in the United States, we go much lower. It's 9:40 p.m. here in my time zone, right? So, we'll see. We'll see eventually what's to come for us. That's just a lot of nonsense right now. Guys, do you see this? Everybody's talking about, like, I don't know what to do anymore. Ardani, Donald J. Trump coming in with some fire and fury. This is something he actually posted, and everyone in Washington, it's absolutely getting a good doses of Trump derangement syndrome. So this comes after he saw some Democrat veterans in Congress urging service members to refuse unlawful orders. So basically, they're reacting to this link where we have a video where some members of Congress are basically saying to refuse, are urging some military personnel, hey guys, don't obey. So here comes Trump, and Trump says, this is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Crazy behavior from traitors, lock them up. President Donald J. Trump. So once he said lock them up, that's obviously, we know what that means, right? I think I know what that means. I don't need a degree to tell you what that means. And 1 hour later, I think I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get banned here on YouTube. Like, I don't want to get banned on YouTube, bro. You know what I'm talking about, right? So we got the Epstein files. We got this. We got nonsense with Jerome Powell. We got we have our bunch of absolute destruction as far as when you tell me why are we not pumping enough, I can already tell you there's a lot going on, right? And this is just more, nothing burger, basically. That's the way you guys call it. Nothing burgers. These are all nothing burgers for us in crypto, guys. When the president of the United States says that, the entire Washington, what do you think they're trying to do right now? What do you think they're trying to do right now? Indictment. You want to get them out, get him out. So everyone is just so distracted. So distracted. every XRP holder be like, we're like, dude, just stop it. Just stop it, please. I've been saying for a while, and I want to repeat it as many times as I need to, right? Donald J. Trump is not a normal president, and I think everybody here understands that. We could be going well, and we could have an amazing rally of news that could translate into a rally in price. But the president of the United States starts tweeting something, posting something, reacting to something, or you know, what have you. And there it goes, all of our good news. Basically. There it goes, all of our growth and effort and development and whatever you want to call it. So what's happening is it's getting delayed. It's getting pushed back. All of those good news, the tsunami, the perfect storm, right? All of those price predictions of whatever hundreds of dollars for XRP at the end of the year, basically getting delayed with all the nonsense that's going on right now. That's what I think. Exactly, Oscar, and soon will be more. Hold your bags and buy more. What's up, RE? Quentin in the house. Keep your conversations nice. Thank you, Quentin. I appreciate it a lot. Very happy to hear you. Quentin is a new moderator, so he's coming in new and ready to cut some comments. Hard to buy now when we know it will continue dipping. How low will Bitcoin gonna go? Right now, we're this close to breaking that 38% at 85,000. The next one is gonna be at 50% retracement in 50% retracement in the Fibonacci. That's gonna be at $72,000. Now, from 85,000 to $72,000, it's over 10,000 worth of, you know, it's a lot of money. A lot of money. Now, is it gonna happen though? Is it gonna happen? That's a big question, right? TJ, very happy to see you. I'm God's Truth in the house. Welcome by the Ghost in the house. Let's go. So we'll just have a nice conversation here while we find some content to watch. Oh, there's a video of Tom Lee. I don't know if it's today. Let's take a look at this. Might be today.
Brian, it really crippled market makers. And our market makers are critical in crypto because they provide liquidity. I mean, they act almost as the central bank in crypto. And if they've got a hole in their balance sheet that they need to raise capital for, they need to reflexively reduce their balance sheet, reduce trading. And if prices fall, they've got to then do more selling. So I think that this drip that's been taking place for the last few weeks in crypto reflects this market maker crippling. And so in 2022, it took a...
So Tom Lee says market maker crippling, right? Market makers. Who are the market makers? Well, where all the money goes and flows, right? And we know Binance in crypto is a big one, right? That's when we have some mega crashes and corrections and crypto liquidations, right? We all look at, hey, who is manipulating, who is making sure that things are called well exchanges, most of them too. Doggy Knolls. Let's take a look at this one, everybody.
Also the chairman of Bitmine Immersion Technologies, an Ether Treasury company. All right, so Tom, you've heard what Steve had to say. This is, by the way, not unusual for NVIDIA, is it? NVIDIA, the good folks at Bespoke, your team, you've recognized that NVIDIA will often have these kind of wild swings following earnings, but what is your take right now on these markets?
Bring it.
Well, I think I'm going to kind of add to what Steve said. I think the crypto market has been limping along since October 10th, because on that date was a negative shock. I mean, today's stock market looks a lot like an echo of what happened October 10th. But on October 10th, that liquidation was so big, Brian, it really crippled market makers. And our market makers are critical in crypto because they provide liquidity. I mean, they act almost as the central bank in crypto. And if they've got a hole in their balance sheet that they need to raise capital for, they need to reflexively reduce their balance sheet, reduce trading, and if prices fall, they've got to then do more selling. So I think that this drip that's been taking place for the last few weeks in crypto reflects this market maker crippling. And so in 2022, it took 8 weeks for that to really get flushed out. We're only 6 weeks into it. So I kind of concur. I think crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum are in some ways a leading indicator for equities because of that unwind and now this sort of limping and weakened liquidity.
Well, that was the point that my very, very smart team behind me, we put together for the top of the show, which was showing that Bitcoin turned down today before the market did. All right, take us back. So October 6th, I think it was October 6th or 7th, Bitcoin hit 125,000. Yeah, a couple days later, it was still around 120,000. Now, obviously, Bitcoin's at 86 and change. So what specifically occurred on or around October 10th that would lead us to where we are now on what, November 20th?
Yeah. Well, Steve actually pointed this out. There's a lot of what they call automated processes in crypto. One of them is called ADL, okay, and that's an automatic liquidation feature that would take place if someone's account or their collateral drops in price. It's essentially like a margin call. On a specific exchange, a stablecoin's price varied from other exchanges. Stablecoin should stay at $1. It dropped to 65 cents. But that only happened within the exchange quotes, within this exchange because of liquidity. That triggered an ADL, an automatic liquidation across many accounts. It wiped out as that spread across other exchanges, right? Because liquidations cascade. Almost 2 million crypto accounts got wiped out, even though minutes before they were actually profitable accounts.
So who is behind this? Like, who's the they in the market makers and they got hit? Who's the they?
Well, Brian, I am aware of names, but because I'm not someone who wants to name names, I think what you should keep in mind is that this error.
You see that? You see that, right? Now, why wouldn't he want to just disclose that information? Because they are all taking care of themselves. Who do you think makes all the money right now? Who do you think is getting richer and richer and richer and richer and richer? Where all do you think all these billions of dollars are going? Like, where? We are the ones paying the price. But the market makers, they are the ones saying, look at all this retail money. I'm going to eat it up. You're saying you lost everything on October 10th? I wouldn't be surprised if it had something to do with Trump and his connections. Look, man. Look. Just let's use our brains for 2 seconds. In stocks, we all knew that Nancy Pelosi and a bunch, if not all, of people in Congress, they can buy stocks. They now want to ban it, but they've made millions with them. Millions with them, right? Nowhere you're going to have hundreds of millions of dollars with a 6-digit salary, man. Are you kidding me? So, in crypto, I know it sounds like, oh, there are too good of people, there's just so many good people, and they just want to make sure everyone is safe and sound or so. And obviously, right? I'm busy, brother. I'm recording live right now. I'll call you later. Love you, bro. Bye. A friend of mine just called me right now. So I'm saying, like, in crypto, I'm 100% positive those people are just taking care of themselves, And let's use our brain to 5%, right? Do I think that it has to go, or it kind of goes all the way to the White House? You will be the judge. You will be the judge. But man, there's a lot of money being made right now. A lot of money being made. And if you feel you're not making money, you're not in the right circles. You're not in the right circles.
Is actually essentially a bug, a code error, because I think in retrospect, they would have pulled pricing from across exchanges to set the price for that stablecoin rather than rely on internal quotes. But this has resulted in a lot of market makers and traders having less capital. And as you know, as crypto prices drift lower because trading volumes drop, they need to then have more capital available, which means they shrink their balance sheet further. So this is then that reflexive weakening.
I want to go back to this point, Tom. I hate the term glitch. I can't stand the term glitch because, things go down at the airport and they say, well, a glitch caused your flight to not take off. That's not a glitch. That's more than a glitch. It's a word that is used to describe pretty serious automation issues, software problems, crashes, for some reason that they try to minimize. Is this some kind of a software bug that's causing part of this? I'm trying to follow exactly what you're hinting around about.
Brian, it is. For instance, in 1987, portfolio insurance was the, quote, glitch. And that triggered the cascade in 1987. And so the industry learned and then never offered that again. In 2009, it was really the...
Miguel, thanks so much for the donation. I appreciate that a lot. And welcome. Hey, buddy, the crypto side of X can be so spammy. Oh, yes. Who should I follow? Already followed you. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Send me a DM, please. Send me a DM on X. You can send me to me. And just send me, put me in that DM that, hey, I'm Miguel. I donated or so. And I'll send you some good accounts for you to follow. Thank you.
The collateral wasn't secure in real estate in these packaged subprime mortgages. Now, the industry learned and they recoded that. I'm talking about Wall Street, but then regulators came in and overregulated. That was the negative effect of that. In crypto, this code of ADL and the way they pull prices is never going to happen again. The good news is we're not going to have overregulation in crypto, but now we have to deal with that liquidation effect. 2022 was a big liquidation, and it took 8 weeks. But that is kind of, you're right. It is the nature of DeFi, where there is going to be code and there's going to be an error found, and you said it. Leverage is what's dangerous, and so
leverage is what's dangerous. I love Tom Lee. No, you don't say. You don't say.
But the reality is, the person who's buying stocks because they have a long-term view of stocks is going to get this market right.
Fact.
There are more of those people in retail than in institutions, because the institutional investor has a monthly bogey they got to beat, and they're under pressure to beat their peers. So sometimes they forget that NVIDIA is just a long-term buy. They're trying to time the market. So I would say anyone who operates with a long-term view is the smart money, and that's been mostly, more of those folks are in retail.
But the fact of the matter is, anybody who looked at a company, whether it be Palantir, NVIDIA, or Tesla, on the long-term view, and they've analyzed the business and ignored the price action in the short term, have all made money as long as they were patient enough. And I think that never changed in the past 100 years.
Raise your hand and drop a like if you're going to be patient enough to hold that XRP. and get some millions with me. Thank you guys. Appreciate that a lot, and welcome. Guys, we're going to be fine. And that's why I come and go live, because almost 800 people all over the world, every person here representing a beautiful country, right? And you're like, I need to hear someone speak, right? Maybe you need that community, you need that sense of belongingness, right? I mean, it's really, really important when nobody knows about crypto, or it's really hard, it's tough. Well, we're here for you guys. And there's so many great creators, of course. I'm not the only one. There's so many people. So many people. What is this? Coin Bureau. Bitcoin falls below 86,000. Yes, we know. Jim Cramer tweet? No way. No way. Hours ago he did. Not right now, but hours ago. No way. Someone needs to get in Trump's ear right now and say Bitcoin will be higher if Kamala won. Baron, go ahead, Baron. Please go ahead, Baron. It's our time. Oh, this one is so good, but there's a song that I think is copyrighted. No, man, really? I don't know what else to say about this too, man. You're seeing the guy who Trump wants. You're seeing the guy that Donald J. Trump, the president, really wants, for the Fed. That's Besant. And then you have the guy at the Fed, Jerome Powell. He obviously comes in and he's going to be a MAGA first, and he's going to do, I think, exactly what Trump wants. And that's what Donald Trump wants. He wants somebody who he can control. I think Trump learned very quickly that he cannot control this guy, right? He cannot. And obviously his policies, it's not working the way it wants, because he needs that, the Fed to cut very, very quickly. What is this? I saved the tweet. CC, waiting for the new headline. Bitcoin crashes from 101,000 to 85,000. Save the tweet. And we are at 85,000, so makes sense.
Interest around XRP, and why investors are kind of focusing on it now, and sort of what the value prop is here. David, from your perspective, what would you say is the single most important investment thesis for XRP? I've heard for many years that it is, it's the speed, it's the cost, it's the settlement mechanism for cross-border payments. That's sort of what the token is known for. Would you say it's one of those, or is it something else that distinguishes XRP from Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana?
I think XRP occupies a unique niche kind of between Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP is the first blockchain built on any, that wasn't a clone of Bitcoin or Bitcoin itself, dates back to 2012. Doesn't use proof of work. It uses what we now call proof of association. It was the first ledger, to have tokenized assets, at the time called issued assets, used for things like stable coins. It has a native decentralized exchange to allow people to move between assets. I think the value proposition of the XRP ledger for XRP is a curated set of financial primitives. So rather than the sort of free-for-all of platforms with smart contracts, or the very, very limited functionality of something like Bitcoin, the XRP ledger has a set of financial primitives to provide, useful services We see it as a public good. We see it as something that you sort of can't partition off or own. And these features include things like escrow, decentralized identifiers, decentralized exchange, and so on. And so it's a platform for enterprises to do business.
Hmm. Can you describe some of the other use cases, I guess, aside from making cross-border payments faster and cheaper, I guess, aside from the financial side of things, the payment side of things, some of these other use cases on the XRP ledger that are requiring the token itself?
So XRP has a unique position on the XRP ledger. It's the only asset that you can use to pay fees. It's the only asset that everyone can hold. It's the only asset without a counterparty. It's used as a bridge asset when two tokens don't have a direct trading pair. So if you're trading between two assets where there aren't a whole bunch of people who want to trade in the other direction, the network will automatically route the trade through XRP to improve speed or pricing. You don't necessarily see it as a user, but XRP does work behind the scenes to make those markets more efficient. And you see that as an XRP holder in the form of increased liquidity and increased ability to trade. There's settlement for tokenized assets like real world assets and stablecoins. They frequently need a neutral asset to settle between them. XRP acts as that settlement layer, making exchange between these assets smoother and more cost effective. And it's not tied to any jurisdiction. So, it can be held, it can easily be acquired and held by anybody versus stablecoins, which have ties to jurisdiction. So XRP provides liquidity across pairs on the DEX and order books. And then there's also cross-chain liquidity, like with the XRPL EVM sidechain and cross-chain protocols like Axelar provides. So XRP can be used in other ecosystems as collateral, as liquidity. So there's a broad range in multi-chain DeFi. And I think what we're starting to see, growing in newer use cases around the permission DEX for institutional trading. So institutions can trade on a DEX while still meeting their compliance obligations, settling directly on the ledger, with the ledger providing liquidity and settlement. And then the lending protocol. One of the most key TradFi functions is being able to lend and borrow money. And I think it's interesting as a lender, particularly because it gives you the ability to get a reasonable return for an investment of capital. XRP can be used for collateral because it's fast, low cost, and native, and it's likely to be one of the more commonly used options. But
Just want to pause this for a second because some people might say, "Oh, this is too boring," which I'm going to call you out on that right now. What I'm showing you on the screen is what some of us were listening to hours ago, earlier today. You have David, Bitwise CIO or CFO, I think CIO, and Eleanor. And they got David, right, the former CTO at Ripple. And he's basically answering a bunch of greatness. And if you go to my lab, you're going to hear maybe like 30 minutes of the entire conversation. It's pretty awesome. But what else can I say, right? There's people who say right now XRP to the poop emoji, right? Because they hate XRP, because they don't like XRP, because they think it's garbage. I don't recall anybody calling XRP garbage when we went from 50 cents to $3, right? But hey, that's just me. So the utility and the value that we offer is incredible. And you might want to pay attention, right, to him. It's just amazing.
the protocol will support, using other assets.
Hmm. So you see more demand as the demand from institutional investors perhaps rises through the ETFs. Do you see that affecting the role of XRP on the ledger, perhaps just being used more, perhaps used more for collateral in these more traditional financial vehicle type ways?
I definitely think so. I think in the early stages of DeFi, most of the use cases were focused around the speculative trading of digital assets, which it's a good thing, but it's nothing compared to the whole TradFi space. And so I think as we bring these institutional use cases into the ecosystem and onto the ledger, you're going to see that kind of growth of the use of XRP.
Hmm. And are there any metrics that institutional investors can use to track the utility of XRP?
Well, I think the big one is, the market cap is obviously a huge metric currently, like $127 billion. I think looking at adoption by institutions for real world assets, companies like Guggenheim Treasury Services, Ondo Finance, Aberdeen, Franklin, the number of transactions processed is something like 4 billion transactions that the XRP ledger has processed, settlement speed, which is just a couple of seconds. The number of new users coming onto the onto XRP Ledger. I think 500,000 new users brought in this year alone just from Zaman, which is just one wallet platform. And then I think we're going to be able to see, like, how do the ETFs do? How do companies like Evernorth and the digital asset treasury companies do? I think those metrics are going to be, is there institutional interest? Is there growth? And so I think, and then the growth of DeFi ecosystems on the XRP Ledger, like Uphold, Axelar, Doppler, and those other companies to see, the number of tokenized real-world assets. The XRP Ledger just broke into the top 10 platforms for tokenized real-world assets, and so we'll see all those metrics.
Awesome.
I love it, man. Yeah, I'm holding this. I'm buying more XRP. I gotta buy more. Tell me in the comments if you gotta buy more XRP, because honestly, I do have a very nice, sexy amount, but you never know. I mean, it's under $2 right now. I think I should buy more. Should I buy more right now, everybody? Should I buy more right now? Under $2, or should I wait? What do you think? Let's ask the poll. The poll never lies. Oscar wants more XRP. So, wait for cheaper prices. Buy now. Sell it all. Let's take a look at what my people want me to do. Let's take a look at what my fam want me to do. Show us your port. Don't believe anything you say. Well, you keep not believing, my friend. I hope you have a good life. Enjoy.
Usually I'd come on here and tell you guys to buy the dip, but I can't help but feel disgusted when I look at the current state of Bitcoin right now. On here and tell you guys to buy the dip, but I can't help but feel disgusted when I look at the current state of Bitcoin right now. I never changed my name to Bitcoin T so I can be honest with you guys about everything, and I haven't sold my bags, but I just want to share my deep dark thoughts with you guys, because if you can't fudge your own bags, you're just a grifter. So here are 3 reasons why Bitcoin deserves to go to zero.
Man. 0. Some people really don't want to see Bitcoin succeed, huh? Michael Saylor's strategy likely to be removed from the NASDAQ 100 and... Huh. I mean... Chinese feeling the pain too. Huh. Breaking. What is this? MicroStrategy stock set to be delisted from NASDAQ. The stock is deep underwater from its Bitcoin investments, having dropped over 57% in the past 6 months and no longer meets the index's minimum size and performance requirements. Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to go through the pain, then you should be willing to enjoy the rips. Eventually, right? This is so good, bro. Dad, mom, the investor. Oh, guys, by the way, we have this one coming in about 2 weeks. We're gonna have Brad Garlinghouse, Richard, CNBC moderator. We gotta go ahead with Solana Foundation president. This is gonna be very nice in Dubai. Do not miss it. We're gonna watch this one 100%. 100%. Eddie, I hope you enjoy your time here with us. We won't miss you much. You have a good day, my friend. Bye. Anyone who wants to continue spamming, do it. I'm going to give you a ticket back home. I'm going to send you back. 85,000 right now. As we are live, things are so far good. They're not mega collapsing right now. Thank you, TJ. Appreciate that a lot and welcome. Good evening, XRP family. XRP to 150. Yeah, let's see. What? People are telling me wait for cheaper deals. Yes, fam. We're waiting. I got some cash on the side. Oh, by the way, fam, I want to tell you something. I completed my Ondo position. Done. No more Ondo for me. That's it. Done. I got it. Therefore, here's a tally. Cardano checked. Ondo checked. Algorand checked. HBAR checked. Solana checked. XRP checked. Bitcoin checked. Ethereum checked. Meme coins checked. That's it. So, what else should I buy? Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's a few more things that I'm interested for sure. I'm interested in a few more. Zcash, ZVZN. I'm waiting a little bit, But, I mean, those are my holding. Those are for sure some that once we have the bull market, I'm collecting profits for sure. Either by borrowing against or something like that. But I do need some profits once things go higher. For sure. I do need to. I want to. I mean, I don't want to wait, longer. I've been waiting a long time, so I finally want to pay myself back. I think I already have some great positions. It's just that the nonsense of this whole macro is killing us right now. It is what it is. It's gonna be fine, but that's the exciting part about crypto. Michael Saylor predicts Bitcoin will reach 1.5 million by 2035. I predict Bitcoin is going to reach 1 billion by 2055. That's it. I just made my own prediction. That's it. You're buying some more tonight? Let's go, Ben. That's nice. Would you believe in Saylor? I do believe in our whole industry and obviously Bitcoin. Just right now, we have some nonsense going on. That's why it's really bearish. As soon as the nonsense leaves, we're going to be fine and going back up again. And then everybody's going to be a genius again. Yep. Everybody's going to be a genius. What was your reason to get rid of your Ondo? I didn't sell Ondo. I said that I finished my position on Ondo, meaning that I completed my level of Ondo that I wanted. That's it. I didn't sell my Ondo. I'm holding my Ondo. XRP ETF is pulling liquidity from native XRP as a fund. But Bitcoin bottom is 85 BTC according to Off-Grid Trader. Okay. We're not gonna be here in that year. AOC said end of the world, remember? True, right? The Dems. At this point, after over 5 years and more than 48 billion spent buying Bitcoin, MSTR now has a total paper profits of less than 17%. Had Saylor bought just about any other asset, the MSTR would have been better off. Plus, if Saylor ever tries to realize this gain, it will vanish. There's, I love this. I love this.
Best. There is no second best. There is no second best crypto asset. There's a.
Why don't you break this down simply for people like me that don't fully understand it?
Okay.
You were if you went out the yield curve on bonds, or if you went in.
Sure.
Is constantly growing. It's happening as all of these new companies, new.
So let's just start at the beginning, if you don't mind explaining what is it.
Sure.
This guy's already all the way. Hey, he's just done with it. I mean, he just wants to see 1 million Bitcoin and then sell everything and crash all the way to zero. And that's it. It's over, folks. Find yourself another Bitcoin. I'm just kidding. Don't make the mistake of thinking that buying Bitcoin below 3,800 is a bargain just because the current price is better than 80% below its record high. Bitcoin price could easily drop to another 80% from here, and at a 750, it will still be expensive. Don't be like this idiot, guys. I've seen it in the last 5 years so much. I've seen it. When we are in max panic mode and everyone is coming at us from all angles, people think, oh yeah, your stupid little Bitcoin, your stupid little XRP, your nonsense and garbage and trash cryptos, they deserve to be there in the red forever. Oh, but later, after the nonsense calms down, we start pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. And you know the way it goes. We're going to be fine, everybody. We're going to be fine. Promise you, we're going to be fine, guys. I guess I won't be getting my new... Oh, man. I just love your comments, guys. Those are the best. Planets in the house. Of course, brother. The more you sell, the more we buy. That's the way it's supposed to be. Why? Well, because that's just how this works, bro. That's how this works. Now we are at middle of 85,000 and 197. Obviously, not exactly where we wanted this pumptober, but it just got delayed. Just got delayed because we have our awesome president publishing stuff like this. Oh, Donnie. We already talked about this, of course, but I'm just saying, man, like, oh, man, help us out a little bit, bro. Help us out a little bit. Japan bond rates got a rate hike today. Rate hike? Oh, man. There you go. That's macro. Thank you, Ball Eagle. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know that. Yeah, of course. I mean, that affects. Ooh, no. I hope we're not going to get a rate hike. Don't scare me, Ball. We get a rate hike 2025. It's absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. Hopefully, we're not going to get a rate hike. Come on, I mean, that'll be too much. That'll be too much. At that point, we get a rate hike. Yes, guys, we're going to go down bad, like super mega bad. Bad to a level that you haven't seen before. I'm probably going to cry. No, I believe you. I know. I mean, I'm sure that they got a rate hike, but I'm saying us getting a rate hike. If we get a rate hike, yeah, that's it. Pack it up, guys. Pack it up. Absolutely pack it up and begin crying. Like start crying. You can cry at that point because it's gonna be bad. But I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna get a rate hike. It's just too much. Too much for us to swallow, honestly. I think he's gonna pause. That's it. He has to pause it. That's what everybody's thinking right now. I'm about to cry. David, good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Very happy to see you. You got some dry power? Love that. That's nice. Man, it's just crazy. The great crypto crash of 2025 enters a new phase after a 1 trillion wipeout. We survived a 1 trillion wipeout. Come on, guys. You should be proud. You should be proud. You did it. We did it. Crazy stuff.
There'll be a drop or a significant drop that comes along. Have we moved past that because of the regulatory changes that have taken place?
I think it'll remain volatile because it's a 24/7, 365 global asset. You can panic sell it on Saturday night. You can enthusiastically buy it on Sunday morning. That's a feature. That's not a bug.
Yeah, you've lived through some of the swings, but do you think we won't see the downturns like we've seen in the past just because of the changes we've seen?
I think it's going to surge through the roof, and then it's going to surge to 180 and crash to 140, and people will be freaking out about it again. But let me make this one analogy. Volatility is like fire, and some people run away from the fire, but Henry Ford put the fire into a carriage via an engine, created an entire industry, and he gave humanity wings.
Can we talk about...
Oh, we have poet Michael Saylor, baby.
So I've been leading up to for me and for everybody to understand your tweet just from, I think, in the last hour. So what did you do last week with the Treasury operations? You were able to generate a Bitcoin yield of 2.55% or over almost 10,000 Bitcoin to shareholders using an arbitrage. Can you explain? Will I be able to understand this if you explain this?
We sold $1.5 billion worth of stock, backed by $500 million worth of Bitcoin. We bought back $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. We captured nearly $1 billion gain in the arbitrage. That we can do with equity day by day. When we do it with debt, we issue $3 billion of debt that's backed by $600 million of Bitcoin that comes due in 5 years.
Don't you love how they just randomly throw the term million and Bitcoin, billion and millions and bit, and we are talking about, bro, I lost $100 or I lost $1,000 or guys, I think I lost like 5,000. There's always a bigger shark out there, guys. Always a bigger shark. So let's keep ourselves humble for sure. To me, it's just fascinating. I like it. I like it. All right, everybody. So I think I completed what I wanted to do today, which is just have a good time with the fam. Maybe as soon as I'm leaving, the price is gonna continue dropping, which I came for that, but the price just kept same this whole hour, so it's okay. Wanted to relax a bit, and I want to say thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you to all my admins. Let's relax for tomorrow and just enjoy. But thank you guys for coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit and just eat something maybe just before I go to bed, and it's just another good day, right? The last 48 hours or so, and the last 72, and the last 96, and the last 100 and plus hours, the price, it's all been bad. It's all been shaky and fearful and painful and stuff, but nothing that we haven't seen before. Nothing that we haven't seen before. Okay? Well, guys, thank you so much. You're awesome. God bless you all. You guys have an amazing time. And I see people have said something about... okay, very good. I would just love that you guys are always talking to each other. That's great. Perfect. Have a good one, everybody. You take care. Peace.